This is the Shiawassee Homesteader. Kind of doing, well, I had another channel called Shiawassee Gunner, and it's kind of more about my gun hobby. Kind of slowed up on that, being busy with, you know, we had a new kid, and she's a year old now, but never ends in how busy you are. But I still do this stuff more. I'm going to show you quickly, you know, what we got kind of going on here and what I plan to do in the future. So that's our house. Moved in about 3 years ago, and it's been a constant struggle. None of this was here, none of the pasture. This barn wasn't here, none of the backyard there, none of the fence. In fact, this backyard, well, I'll get out there. So this is the barn, first of all. We had this built. It's mainly just stores hay, keep our lawnmower in here, and our grain box and saddles and stuff like that. Have some basic wiring in here just for lights and an outlet. These old stalls, I built these by hand. This is old stall boards from an old horse racing farm, and I was able to get them for free. That saved a lot of money there. It has a nice patina to them too. They had like an old oil sealant on them, and they keep pretty good. These are our horses. This is Gertie. She's mine. She is a kind of an Arab quarter horse mix. She's kind of a mutt. They both are. My wife's is a Mustang. She is, you know, from out west. She was wild when we got her. She's very head shy. That's why we kind of have these stalls, because we'll get her in there with feed, and then you can do whatever you want with her. She's actually really good with them once you have that. I guess I'll go out in the pasture real quick. I'm a freak about gates and lock and everything, because we do kind of live on a busier road, and don't want to have these guys get loose. There's Carl, a goat I picked up. He's kind of a boar mix or something. Haven't really decided what he is, but kind of have him as just a pet and to try to eat weeds, which he doesn't do a good job. Usually just fights the horses over hay and grain. So I really don't give him any feed rations besides a little grain. He kind of eats just like the stray hay pieces, and he eats off the pile too. But we'll get out here. She's, well, yeah, see, she's face shy. I did make this little hitching post out here. Nothing special, just had some old posts laying around. The pasture's not terribly big. Probably just under about an acre. Or just under. And like I said, we had to build all this fence up here to get them over here, because we had them at my mother-in-law's house. But I want to do some expansion out back there. Technically, you know, there's my neighbor's house, but we own behind his, or basically I think we own as well as what he said, and what the maps show. And I can show that a little later, but it's kind of a nice little 2 acres of woods back there. And then up here is a good, about 2 acres. There's probably about 2, overall the lot's about 4.5 acres. And it's hard, oh, it's almost slipped. It's hard to use everything because of how it's shaped. It's kind of a weird triangle with a extra angle. There's some birch trees, and there's the other side of the barn there. Yeah, I just slipped in that. That's kind of gross. So, you know, I'm not trying to be a die-hard homesteader. Just trying to make some more, try to grow some more veggies and try to be a little bit more self-reliant. You know, it's hard to do everything, and you know, my wife has always loved horses and kind of got me in on them, and they're a lot of fun, and they're fun for riding. Mainly companion animals there. And next down here, I have this kind of sprayed because I want to do some gravel in here. That's something I definitely need to get on here soon before winter. Try to get it packed down. Don't have any water ran, so I just kind of got the water out here with a hose. Kind of get the pigs and the horses right in the same area. These pigs made a little shelter out of some old pallets, threw up some old panels. They're getting ready. This is a little smaller one, but this one's probably about 270 pounds. But they're getting ready in about 2 weeks to go to the butcher. They're getting ready. This is with my job, I'm a crop insurance adjuster, and I do a lot of appraisals and stuff like that. And this is an old flower bed I had, and the first year we moved in we had some raised flower bed boxes where the barn was. Since we built all the barn, kind of shift around the property. But I have been feeding the pigs regular feed. They kept knocking off the auto feeder, but you know, with doing corn silage appraisals, I end up with corn. Sometimes the farmers don't want it, and I've just been taking it home and dumping it on this pile and been feeding them. Since then, they haven't been eating their grain, and they've just been eating corn. I don't know how good it is for them. I know, corn's a big part of their diet, but they go crazy. But down here, just kind of have some implements parked. I want to build another shed with like a lean-to to store all my lawn stuff and all that. Here's a blade I got for 50 bucks. My friend picked it up on Craigslist, and I had to come up with the whole 3-point mounting. It does work, and I need another coat of paint on it yet, but not a bad deal. 50 bucks plus the this is old post metal. My dad was a seed dealer and had tons of signposts, so I used what I could. Doesn't look terribly heavy. I'm not going to probably use that to move much dirt around, just mainly snow. Then I got here a plow that I picked up. I think I got this for about $250. I repainted it, cleaned it up, and this works fantastic. Like I said, live on kind of a busier road. Have kind of a circle drive here. I do hate the busy road, but we got this place pretty cheap. It was an estate, and this is 4.5 acres, and with a house, I don't think we paid more than 60-something thousand. So at the time we lived in an apartment in town, and we wanted to get out and get our horses out here, and this has been able to allow us to do everything we want, so far anyways. Got a few apple trees started. This is on its kind of its middle of the second year. There's another one down there. That's a sycamore tree. I want to do some more stuff in the middle here. Maybe some grapes or something. Have kind of like a roadblock grow up in the middle here. I'll keep walking. Takes a minute to walk places. Don't mean to make this video too terribly long, but with kind of a tour video, it's kind of hard. Here's my chicken hut. Kind of built this out of some old pallets and some old plywood and stuff. I just kind of painted it for now, made a little enclosed run. I worry about predators. Raccoons have been a big problem. Lots of coyotes I've seen around here, which seems weird because it's a busy road, but besides my neighbor there, across the road it's nothing but big fields. Over there's a big 400-acre field of nothing. I'll show that closer here in a minute. Here's kind of my garden. Did pick up a little tractor, use that mainly to work up on this garden. It was terrible. This is all basically a poison ivy lot, and I got it all worked up. I worked it up this spring, and I only planted about half of it because it was so, actually got lots of poison ivy from these vines. And what I've been doing is just been mixing in horse manure with it and tilling it. I had a whole pile down there. I just mixed in and tilled it. And I'll probably try to till it up another few times before snow comes and the ground freezes. Over here, kind of cleared out a path. That's where I take the tractor through. Kind of made like a little lane. The neighbor that I have right there, he kind of cleared out some lanes through the woods when the old lady lived there, and he's just kind of maintained them because she let his kids ride dirt bikes and stuff on them. And it was you know, he's a nice guy, so he kind of does his own little homesteading thing too. He doesn't mind the horses or animals or anything. But yeah, I got definitely a few trails going. This is kind of the other side here. Fire pit. Like I said, this is all overgrown. I got this all cleared out. Getting low on wood. Need to chop down this tree here. The other side, the other video there, I burn up this stump, and this is what's left of that. So this is that. You know, yeah, I've done a lot of clearing. Tractor definitely helps. And this is all overgrown with some trash piled here, and very nice path going down there. Here's that 400-acre field there. A lot better than living in town. So not probably the ideal property to do something like this on. You know, I don't know what level I want to go, but you know, I'll figure it out as I go, I guess. This is where I first started dumping horse manure. Back when I didn't have a tractor, I used a lawnmower and a little trailer and piled it here and made kind of a little shooting range here for pistols. There's the other side of the barn and the pasture. And basically, you just keep walking. Leaves are starting to fall now. Got lots more cleaning up I want to do. It's just hard to find enough time in a day. I'm sure everybody's heard that. So this is all overgrown too. Got this cleared out for some projects. I like just natural, having lots of outbuildings or trying different things. I want to try quite a few different things here in the future. Back here, I've been cleaning out. It's been a struggle because there was a bunch of trees that got cut down, and you know, that's where I ended the pasture. But I want to kind of add out into here a little bit because it's kind of hard to maintain. Not that it's hard to maintain, but you know, it's just, you might as well let the horses eat it and the goat. And if I ever get some cattle down the line, I'm obviously going to keep going. This is an old trash pile I need to work on from the people that lived here before. That's all I'll say about that. Kind of a mess. Like I said, basically kind of keep owning right up to the back of his house, so it's kind of weird. Because the old lady, her son, built that house, and he ended up getting cancer and dying, and then she ended up getting cancer and dying. But kind of is what it is. There's an old foundation pile here. It's old, bunch of old blocks and stuff. I think the first house, my house, they said burnt down and they rebuilt, so it's kind of you know, got some different levels in it and stuff. But you know, like I said, I own about 2.25 acres back here, behind the neighbor's house, and then 2.25 up there in a triangle. But this piece, pretty. I don't really want to do too much. It's kind of nice to just ride the horses through this trail. There's actually plenty of wood for campfires and stuff like that. And then, you know, here's the property line. There's an old fence there. It's kind of a weird angle. But there's lots of room to do things and work on stuff. There's a drainage ditch that comes off that big field. You can see how much that's whittled that away. You know, trees starting to fall. Actually, that little piece on the other side there is also my property, but don't really know what to do with it because it's kind of hard to get to. Might do something weird over there. I don't know, maybe a beehive or something down the line. I don't know. There's lots of brainstorming ideas. So, but this never really gets terribly full unless we have a big rain. And then, like I said, continues. There's basically where that tree's fallen right there is the edge. You know, it kind of comes into a corner there, and then kind of goes up the hill there. So we have like kind of a weird angle down here, but it's pretty. I don't really want to do a ton over here. I have a kind of a good relationship with the neighbor. Don't talk to him a lot, but he's kind of a like-minded guy. He has goats and a pet pig and chickens, and does a garden, has a little greenhouse, and does his own thing too. But I can keep going up here. Kind of a nice, I mean, back here it's real pretty. Like I said, I hate how busy the road is, and that's what it is though. So yeah, this area is where I want to add pasture. Definitely would like a little bit of that, extra of that. Thought about kind of coming through here where the trail was and moving the trail around there. But that's what we do, I guess. You can see I got a lot cleared out there. I need to have lots of burn sessions. That's all I basically did for a while, trying to clear out for this pasture. And the horses do a good job of keeping everything down, looking nice and level. Come back up here. Didn't mean for this video to be so long, like I said earlier, but hopefully, if you're still watching, I'll show the tractor here. As far as, and like I said, as far as future plans, I want to build another shed for storage. Want to expand my garden, get some more variable fruit crops and stuff, mainly underneath that power line. It's about the best place for a garden. Gets the most sun. Not the most, but I don't want to rip up a ton of lawn. I don't mind ripping up some, but that's why I wanted to kind of add, you know, out in the middle there, I'd kind of like a roadblock out of, maybe do some grapes or something in the middle. I'll show the tractor real quick. The garage. This is a much needed thing. If you're ever thinking about getting a tractor, you know, I had a used one that I got from my dad. Kept working and working on it, and he'd get it running good, and it just, things always get messed up. So I decided to break down and buy a new one. Paid off my wife's car and picked up this payment. So, you know, I'm not trying to be completely off the grid or anything. Just want to try to do some a little bit more sustainable life. But here's the tractor. It's a Coyote CK 2610. In there, it's a hydrostatic tractor. About 25 horsepower. Does a good job of, you know, plowing up the garden. You know, it's got a 3-point and everything you need. Bucket's nice. It works good. It helps me do a lot. I wish I would have got it right when we moved in. But, you know, it is what it is. It's tough. you can't buy everything at once, so it's good to do it over time. So that's the tractor. I'll do probably another video on that and some of the implements down the line. But so that's mainly, you know, my homesteading project here. Like I said, not terribly crazy, but I mean, nah, I guess that's the wrong way to say it, but not going too crazy on it. Definitely got a lot I need to work on and want to do. Oh, that's the horse trailer there. I bought that for about 200 bucks 10 years ago. One of my mother-in-law's boarders had it and was getting out of horses and ended up getting that, so it works good. I hauled the pigs last year with it. I'll haul them again this year. We did haul our horses from over there. I don't really trust it since it's like a 1960s. I did paint it in a primer coat, but you know, hard to drive real far with it if you know. We did pick up the goat Carl too with it. But yeah, so I mean that's mainly, you know, that's kind of the property. Definitely want to do a lot of things to it. This is our 3rd year and we're still working on it, so it'll take a while, but it'll get there. So, alright, well, if you stuck around for this long, I hope to have some updates coming up and some other things I want to work on. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll be sure to update soon.